Hi, this is Shadi. Today we're going to be talking about self-defense and also kata. Now, the Olympic champion Fabio Basile said, kata is kata and randori is randori. They're not the same, but they're very important to be studied. Now, the importance of kata is not that you learn something and then when you go into situations where there's resistance, you're going to be this, unbeatable monster. That's not the case. The idea of kata is to instill within you fundamentals and principles and also a perception, a way of seeing a technique in a way that you only will be applying it in a very efficient way and not so much just technique for the sake of technique or strength for the sake of strength. And it's definitely not a dance. But before we get into any of that, of course, don't forget the usual, like, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my book, The Origins and History of Judo, translation of a manuscript from 1903 in both French and English. So here, let me show you a few things from self-defense. And if you just look at this, so she blocks a punch, uppercuts, grabs the throat, and does an o soto otoshi. Let's see it from far. So after the uppercut, your grip is actually a throat grip and finish with an o soto otoshi, a technique that we all know and we all practiced. Now, here's the thing with a throat grip. Now, watch this, how the head bounces off the mat. Well, if you're grabbing the neck or the throat, the head is not going to bounce back and it's going to take all that impact. And as you can see, we're having these no holds barred type of things. So for example, here it's also teaching you these little details of how to grip with both hands, rotate your entire body and just basically break the wrist. Here is another one. We are looking at ude gatame. Again, these are techniques that we do in sparring all the time, but here coupled with strikes, and nothing is off limits. Again, it depends on the situation. Not all techniques are absolutely brutal because, the throat with osoto otoshi can easily lead to someone's death or full paralysis. But here it is showing you things that in some cases where it depends on it, there's no such thing as, fighting clean for your life. Here, for example, gun disarms, they give you a few in Goshin Jitsu. By the way, all of these are can be found on Kodokan's channel. So you can see here, you take the barrel away from you. That's the first thing you do while they're looking into your stuff. So you have two ways. You have the right and the left to take the barrel, and of course the other hand controls the whole gun, and you make sure the barrel is away from you, of course. Now, these, you don't just do kata and that's it, you're a gun expert. Of course, there should be access training with resistance, with movement, with vital ways of drilling, and but the fundamentals within these and the physics and how you manipulate the wrists and the joints, they stand solid in my way. And of course, there is no fight guaranteed for anyone, even without any weapons. Here, another thing that we've seen in Kime no Kata, which is an older self-defense kata, groin strikes are also a thing because, again, you need to neutralize someone, especially if there are a legitimate threat. Of course, I'm not saying that, someone's causing me some type of inconvenience, then look, the kata says I can do this, so I grab their throat and slam their head to the curb. Of course not. No, it should be very reasonable. Every fight is different, and every attack, even if they look the same, like someone is grabbing your hand, not the two people can be very different. So here, for example, if you see the ippon seoi to groin strike, you can see how he slips the leg deep between his leg, very similar to koga. So it helps with the propelling, and then finishes with a groin strike. Again, these are techniques that we've come to know for years, but look how they are coupled with, the survival instinct and, doing that quick damage so you can run away. And again, it all depends on what type of situation. Here, for example, you see after a strangle, it only takes a few seconds till they pass out. And if you let go like this, their head will bounce off the curb. So we all remember Nate Diaz, how he did a guillotine and then he lets the guy go and his head bounces off. So again, be careful. I'm not saying, oh, look at what they're showing so you can just do all of this. No, every situation is different. Some people are out there to potentially end your life, and here they're telling you that you have an option just in case. And it's not about just neutralizing in a way where we can all go away in peace. Sometimes, yes, that's the best option, but sometimes, unfortunately, you cannot. Some people do mean business. I'll give you an example. I saw this CCTV footage. There was a armed robbery happening, and it's a man talking about, I don't want to do this, but just please take out the cash and give them to me. He didn't seem very like cold-blooded in a sense. He was very nervous. He was talking in a way very fast, and he clearly did not want to be there. And the lady, just because she was a little bit farther away, there was a little bit of a barrier between them, and she started to talk to him about Jesus. And he was like, she was like, you can always turn your life around, and please, yeah, and I really hope after you leave here you start a new life, please. And he was like, please, I don't want to do this, but I need the money, please just give me. But while on the other hand, you can have a gun robbery where just you give them your wallet, like the look in their eyes, just how cold-blooded they are. They can, because they don't want to leave any witnesses, they take what they want, they just put a bullet between your eyes and it's finished. So again, not two gun robberies are not the same. Same with someone just putting their hand on you. We can immediately feel the threat. Situational awareness, they always tell you about this, the psychology of fighting. But what I am trying to say is that if you look at various defenses within these two kata, Goshin Jutsu and Kime, you can see some are very mild and they just put someone at bay, while some are very brutal, and this is the exact reality of self-defense. Some that you actually need to be brutal and put an end to it quickly, while some you can just put them at bay and actually have a negotiation with them. Tell them, please, hey, you don't want to do this, let's just go our separate ways, after you have incapacitated them. So like if someone is being neurotic and clearly nervous with a gun in their hand, you try to calm them down. Hey, it's fine, let me just give you my wallet, whatever, please. And if you see them, they're shaking, or you have your gun defenses. But if someone is just looks like a killer, and your family is right behind you and they're hiding, and I prefer to die rather than give him, because I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to leave witnesses. And also if I just, I don't know, cower, or anyway, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I can look at my family the same way again. But that's just me. I'm just talking right now. When it comes to the full reality, nobody knows. But these things can teach you a lot of things. I've been studying kata rigorously for a few months now, and the stuff that you can just unpack is endless. And self-defense is a lot of psychology, it's a lot of awareness, it's a lot of technique as well. Look, you saw a lot of our sparring techniques within those self-defense situations. So take from that what you will. Let me know down below what you think. Don't forget to check out my book. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.